What is going on, guys? Deezo here, and welcome back to the Arizona Wildcats Dynasty here on College Football 25. And the New Mexico Lobos are in town to take on our number 16 Arizona Wildcats, and we're going to be welcoming Tedy Bruschi back to the desert as our head coach. This is a big get for the Wildcat program, entering a new era, coming into the Big 12, and we're going to head right down to the field as we get set for Week 1 action against New Mexico. A great Week 1 opponent to get us underway here in the Big 12, and Pope is going to take this one down to about the 26-yard line. So we take a look at Tedy Bruschi on the sideline for the Wildcats. Last year, 45-37 victory for the Wildcats in this game, as a little bit more athleticism here for the Lobos as Andrew Henry gets this one off the right tackle spot, and that's going to be a nice chunk of yardage for the Lobos. The second handoff is going to go back to that right side, and Gunnar Maldonado, coming up from the safety position, is going to make the stop. So a punt gives the Wildcats the ball for the first time in the series, and there you go, Tetroa McMillan showing the hands and just how physical he can be, ripping that out of the cornerback's hands for a first down. Fafita going to hand this one off to Quali Conley, and that's not going to go anywhere. A nice downhill runner is Conley, but not able to get the speed and the edge there. Sets up a 3rd and 7, and this is thrown into traffic. No one really seemed to be the intended target there, and New Mexico survives Arizona's first series. Heading into the second series now for New Mexico. Is this going to be put on the ground and a fumble? Manu was the one who punched the ball out, and it is recovered by the Wildcats. And the first quarter turnover for this defense, it is definitely the question mark of this Arizona Wildcat team. So a first quarter turnover is good as we go to the back of the end zone, and Fafita tries to get that one to T-Mac, but it's punched away. A couple plays later, they're just going to give this right back to Quali Conley, and he's going to get into the end zone. First touchdown of the season for Conley and for the Arizona Wildcats. Nice to see the transfer making an impact here early in this game. 7-0 Wildcats as we reach the end of the first quarter here. And that's going to be a nice little run for the Lobos. Sets up 2nd and 7. Going to hand this one off again, trying to spin away from the tackle. And that is Jara Anderson, the sophomore out of Texas, who wraps him up for the loss. 3rd and 9. And it's another loss coming here for the Lobos as time expires very quickly. This defensive line and Anderson getting in the backfield once again. So Fafita going to hand this one back off to Conley. He has nowhere to go, but he is going to be down for a second. He comes out of this game with a stinger. He misses a few plays, but we'll be back here shortly. What about some Wildcat for the Wildcats? This one, Speedy Luke going to hand this one off. They're going to count this as a forward pass. So Fafita not the only one in the backfield getting some action here for the Wildcats, as that is a nice gain for a first down, and it helps when you get a little chip block from your quarterback as well. And there is Conley back in this one, and he leaps over a defender for a nice first down run down to about the 45. Play action, going to be a little jailbreak screen here for McMillan, and he's unable to get away from the safety. I believe that was Jenkins, and he makes the stop after a gain of about 6 yards. So here we go. Noah Fafita going to throw this one over to Miranda, the tight end. Nice little first down hitch there for the Wildcats. Brings us down to about the 21-yard line. Fafita has time, drops this one right back over to Miranda, the tight end, and that is inside the 3-yard line. 1st and goal, and a really late pitch is going to get this one over to Conley. Nobody anywhere near him. He walks into the end zone. Touchdown Wildcats, his 2nd of the day, and that will put the Arizona Wildcats up 13-0. And why do we show special teams on this channel? When something goes wrong like that. Maybe he's crushing a little too many bear down IPAs on the sideline, as a screen here for the Lobos is going to be held up, but a decent gain of about 3 there for the Lobos, trying to get some action moving here. Again, this is a very good backfield, so good to see the front 7 of the Wildcats starting to keep things contained here. And it goes back to Arizona. Fafita has time, throws this one down the sideline, and that is out of reach for T-Mac. Unable to get what he needed underneath that one. And that will set up a 3rd and 8 from the 46. Throw is going to be late to T-Mac, and it is knocked away. Fafita looking just a little bit off, as the punt is out of bounds, but there will be a penalty on roughing the kicker. It didn't look like too much of a touch there, but they're going to throw the flag, as Fafita has time and throws this one into coverage behind his man, and that's going to be intercepted. Ellis picks this one off, and that will be a turnover for the Wildcats, and that is going to get things rolling here for the Lobos, moving this one into Arizona territory. Short drop back, a throw, and catch down to the 20-yard line. They're going to mark it down at the 19 as we take a look at exactly what happened here. It was definitely a good play, but unfortunately the safety just got a little bit lost there, and we got a red zone opportunity now for the Lobos until we don't. Look out. Justin Flo is going to be there, as he is going to get the sack coming off the edge and pushes them back to about the 26-yard line. And the pocket collapses one more time, and the 3rd sack of the first half for this Arizona defense is going to hold them to a field goal attempt, and it is no good. Wide right for the Lobos, who are now without points here in the first half. Still a couple minutes, or at least a minute and a half remaining in this half of football, but just a smidgen to the right there, away from 3 points. Noah Fafita, though, gonna quickly get this one off to Conley. He's done that a couple times. A little bit of a escape artist Mahomes-esque throws there by Noah Fafita to get some positive yardage. But what about this? Using his legs inside the 20 down to about the 15. He slides, and they're trying to put some points on the board before they go into the half, but Fafita runs out of time. A coverage sack. 3rd and 20 from the 26-yard line. Fafita going to go back. He's going to find T-Mac inside the 10 down to the 7-yard line. But the Lobos decide to take a timeout. So here we go. Fafita is going to have time. He's going to look and search. Finally going to dump this one off to Conley down to the 1-yard line. And excuse me, that was Arizona taking a timeout. They take their final timeout of the half before handing this one off to Kweli Conley for another touchdown. And the Arizona Wildcats are feeling good, getting inside the red zone, getting inside the 5-yard line with the power back of Conley, as we head into halftime with the Wildcats up 20-0. And if you think Noah Fafita seems off, you are not the only one who noticed. Jake Henderson of the Sonoran Pigskin Press is reporting that sources have told him that Noah Fafita actually injured his thumb in the weight room on Thursday. So he is also dealing with that and a blood blister on his middle finger of his throwing hand. He says, toughing it out for the Wildcats. And some additional breaking news coming out earlier today. The NCAA is considering major realignment to create Power 5 with feeder conferences. The consideration is a majority realignment that would reestablish the Power 5 conferences while designating 5 smaller conferences as feeder conferences. This proposal aims to enhance competitiveness and streamline the landscape of college football. As discussions unfold, the NCAA has also formed a committee to further explore the feasibility of this realignment. So let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think of this news as we get set for the second half of football. So just the college football landscape continues to get crazier and crazier here in 2024. So Arizona looking to continue to put up the points here on the second half, but also the New Mexico Lobos are looking to get themselves on the board. We get this one going with just about 8 minutes, and Dampier is going to bring this one into Wildcat territory down to about the 26-yard line. That'll set up a 2nd and 8 here for the Lobos. They're going to keep Henry and give him the ball on the right side. Room to run. You could have drove a semi-truck through that hole. Offensive line doing its job for the Lobos as they are now knocking on the door here in the third quarter. Handoff is going to go to the backup and into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, New Mexico. So it is not going to be a shutout, as we did cover this in the last episode. They've averaged about 29 points as Fafita throws this one to the sideline, and that gets knocked away. So we knew this was going to be a close game, but this is a nice throw by Fafita, and he reaches T-Mac on the sideline. And the Wildcats, not wanting any sort of review, are going to hurry back to the line, put their tight end in motion, and flip it out to Miranda as he goes nowhere. Down to about the 44-yard line, sets up a 2nd and 9. Fafita closing in on 200 passing yards here in week number 1. Free runner, throw down the sideline, and that is incomplete. It has been a great battle to watch the corners here for New Mexico battle with T-Mac and Noah Fafita, and they get the win there. It remains 20-7. So the Lobos going to be continuing to pound the rock. This is a great defensive backfield for the Arizona Wildcats going up against a very solid offensive front here, trying to get themselves some points on the board. But Henry right now at 76 yards, and they're going to go for it here on 4th and 1. The handoff goes to him, and he has plenty of room to run. Gunnar Maldonado going to pull him down from behind, and that's down to about the 31-yard line. 3rd and 4 now for the Lobos. An athletic catch there by the wide receiver, unable to get his name or number, but a great throw, and the Lobos going to go up-tempo now. This is going to be thrown on the outside, and do not count the Lobos out. They are keeping themselves in this game, as it is now 14-20 here in the 4th quarter. Noah Fafita trying to keep the Wolves at bay, if you will. Going to hand this one off to Speedy Luke, who gets a nice run on the left side. One attempt, 12 yards. Nice stat line as Conley is back in. Fafita has time. Going to throw this one underneath into the flat. Has a man for a 1st down and then some, as Fafita is starting to feel, at least look a little bit better, as they will go play action with the jailbreak screen, and they're unable to get it. And the 3rd and 7 shot now for the Wildcats. Speedy Luke remains in this game, gets the 1st down. 3 attempts, 30 yards for Speedy Luke now on the game. Dual-headed monster. The throw into the end zone. Quickly moving down the field are the Wildcats, and T-Mac finally getting into the end zone here in quarter number 4. And McMillan has his first touchdown of the 24-25 season. Great to see him just go up, elevate, use his hands, and get that touchdown. They're going to put Lamonius Craig in motion. The flip out to Conley, and the 2-point conversion is good. 28-14 for the Arizona Wildcats. So can the New Mexico Lobos come back and answer? Under 2 minutes to go here for them. And down goes Dampier in the backfield. Another sack for the Wildcats. Front 7, 3rd and 15. And this is going to be incomplete. And they're going to go for it on 4th down. This is pretty much the game. The throw over the middle, and it is popped out. Justin Flo knocking that one away. 4 sacks on the day for this defense. And Speedy Luke and the Wildcats just trying to run this ball out. And there we go. New Mexico calls a timeout. 2-score game with less than a minute 20, and they call a timeout. So they're going to pitch this one to Murphy. He has room to run. He's down inside the 5, down to about the 2-yard line, and they call another timeout. How about a 3rd and goal? You know what? If you're going to keep calling timeouts, then we're just going to push it right back into the end zone. Guess who? Kweli Conley, 4th touchdown of the evening for the Wildcats, all attributed to Kweli, and he is most definitely going to be the player of the game. I said fourth touchdown for him, but T-Mac obviously had a touchdown as well. Arizona going to win this rivalry game here. 46 wins in this series. And there you go. Kweli Conley is your Discover card. Player of the game, 59 rushing yards, 17 attempts, 4 touchdowns. A great transfer pickup for the Wildcats coming over here from the Mountain West, really showing that, you know what, I can play with the big boys as well. Wildcats get the victory. It wasn't always pretty, but they got the job done. Still some stuff to clean up offensively. Still some stuff to clean up defensively. But Noah Fafita, 55% completion percentage, 19 of 34, 218 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. And Conley gets 4 touchdowns. And Speedy Luke, 5 attempts, 51 yards, average 10.2 yards per carry. I think this is going to be a really great backfield for us, and I had to just double check. I was pretty sure Kadeem Carey had 5, and he does. So Conley came 1 touchdown shy of tying Tucson legend Kadeem Carey. So let's get into some recruiting. I told you guys we were going to be keeping just 2 4-stars on the board, and we have really kept it to Manny Gotez and Diego De Castro. My only problem with these 2 guys is we don't really need a tight end, and we don't need a wide receiver. But these are by far the 2 best athletes that are interested in us, and we got intent from both of them. A vertical threat tight end from Clovis, New Mexico, with great speed, good hands, and Diego De Castro out of Miami is 6'5", 196, 80 catch in traffic, 81 short, 91 speed, 94 jumping. It's kind of hard to not at least want to give a little bit of effort, but we are going up against some very good schools in the SEC and, Florida State over there in the ACC and the University of Miami. So who knows? I don't know how that's going to work out, but as I was going through adding and subtracting a couple guys from the recruiting board, I came across Max Apple, a 3-star field general. He's a JUCO prospect out of Calabasas, California. Look at that height, 6'5", 207. And we are in his top 8 as of right now. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any points left or hours left to put into him, but hopefully once we do decide to move forward, he will still be there for us. So as we advanced into week number 2, we do see that left outside linebacker Gorder Sandlin has decided to lock us out. We are 8th, and he is already down to his top 5. It looks like he's really down to his top 3 if you look at the cutoff there. And we are also out of time with Jose DeLuca, who we highlighted in the last episode. I thought, you know what, he's gonna want to come to Arizona, right? He's gonna want to come to the U of A, but unfortunately not. He looks like he's going to El Paso, so not really interested in coming down I-10 at all. But we do still have guys like Courtney Maddox. There are plenty of athletes that are still interested in coming to Tucson. Luckily for us, we still do have, we need 2 running backs, remember, so we still have that in at least on the board for us at this point. Still got some solid offensive line prospects here as well, so we are staying within our means. Hearns is a fantastic guard prospect who I did not think we were going to be able to jump in front of BYU, so excited that that has happened. But going into week number 2 against the San Diego State Aztecs, we will get some more recruiting news and have a better idea of what this recruiting class could look like. But looking ahead, we do have a pretty good opponent on our hands. A.J. Duffy, last week, 341 yards, 4 touchdowns for him. Another very solid backfield we're going up against. Keenan Kristen had 55 yards on 15 attempts. Really a good power rusher there. He runs downhill. And you know what? It looks like Cam Davis had some really electric runs last week. 42 yards after contact. 25 yards was his longest. 2 of those runs he had went 20-plus yards. So going to have to keep our eye out of this dual threat backfield. We take another look at Keenan Davis, and out of San Diego, California, so he didn't have to go too far to go to college. 5'10", 190, 3-star elusive back. He got shifty, sidestep, takeoff, 360, and recoup, meaning he actually recovers a lot faster. And he is a very quick guy. Got some good ratings on him. Does have a little bit of wear and tear after week number 1, but not too much to worry about. And obviously the quarterback here, A.J. Duffy, he's a big kid, 6'2", 215, field general, 3-star out of Inland Empire, California. Sleight of hand, step up, resistance, dot, and pull down. He is actually an impact player for the San Diego State Aztecs as well. Accuracy, power, IQ, health, quickness, all there for this quarterback. So we're going to take a look at some around the league, if you will, some top 25 ranking changes that we can see here. Ohio State, Texas, Oregon, and Ole Miss round out your top 5, and that's because number 1 Georgia lost to number 6 Clemson, who was previously ranked 17, and they dropped 20-17 in their season opener. Georgia getting FCS Midwest, or Southeast, excuse me, in their next game. So a very close game here for Florida State as well, 37-31, almost losing that one to Boston College. We jump up 2 spots to number 14 now as we get ready for San Diego State. Very, very difficult game that we have next week. Tulane and K-State, as K-State moves up from 19 to 15. And now we're going to start seeing things get just a little bit weird here in the top 25. Michigan loses to Fresno State 45-17, and now they have to go up against number 2 Texas. So they drop from 9 all the way down to 22. Also, hello to the top 25 to Auburn, Iowa, and Wisconsin, respectfully. So it is a wild time here in college football with just 1 episode under our belt, and San Diego State is going to be a very good game. If we didn't have a trap game in week number 1, San Diego State always plays us tough as well. They are a much closer competition than the New Mexico Lobos were. So Tedy Bruschi's got to get these guys ready to go. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, hit it with a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for some more Arizona Wildcats Dynasty action here on the channel. Thank you guys all so much for hanging out. And as always, I'll catch you guys later.